everyone, Paul ISM, welcome to another At The Bench update. So before we get going today, make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you click the little bell notifications, get notified of all our latest videos, click the like button and leave a comment. I do read and reply to all the comments and appreciate everybody that takes the time to leave a comment on the channel. And of course, if you scroll up in the description, there's a link to a big long list of all the items I use in my videos. So if you see anything, you should be able to find it in there. So it's been about a week since the last update, where we showed the 307 was finished and we started the Leopard and we got some good progress on that. Leopard's now complete, we'll get to that in a bit. We've also started another piece of armour. We've got some progress on the Belkit's Mark 1 Escort as well. I've been buying stuff crazily again. The armour stash, which you can't see, it's above the display case there, is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Madness, sheer madness. So now that's what we'll look at today as well. A while back, I mentioned about improving and rebuilding my spray booth. So I put a foam board structure around the booth, put a roof on it to cut down on dust, and it worked phenomenal. Somebody, or two people I think it was, in a couple of videos back said, could I show what I did and how I did it? I've shown it. I did mention how I did it. I've actually used 5mm foam board I got off Amazon. I think it was £25 for like 10 sheets. It was a good price, to be fair. A1 pieces. They're cut to shape and glued together using a hot glue gun. And one thing that Dave Watts did say, he said you need to put a strengthening piece across that front because it's got a bow. And I did mean to do it. I've never got around to doing it, and it has bowed a touch. So Dave, it's on the list to do, mate. It is there to do, but the foam board's in the house, you need to get the hot glue gun on, yada yada yada, excuse after excuse. Yeah, it will get done, but it's proven a lot better. Having that roof on it has cut down on the dust immensely. So what we'll do is we'll pop over there, have a look at that first. To look in the booth, what I did, look around at all the components and bits and bobs in there, what's in the drawers, and I just have a quick spin around the cave as well. You know, I like showing this off. It's my real narcissistic side. So yeah, it's not an in-depth, so I think it's about 5-6 minutes long. But it's a quick look around what's in and around the cave, because you only see this bit, you know, it goes past this piece here, another like 4 foot, and past me here, another 4 foot, so you only see a bit of it, and I have spun it around before. But yeah, quick look at that, we'll pop back and have a look at what I've been working on. Okay, so in the comments a while back, I mentioned on my bench updates I'd updated my spray booth, and a few of you asked, could they see it? And could I run through the improvements I've made? So here we go. So my spray booth there, as you can see, I've got the compressor under there, drawer full of bits, tissues, filters, gloves, cleaning kit, etc, etc. And then we got the spray booth there, and then my normal bench is over there, that you'll see knocking about in other videos. So this is a Bench Fence A300. Which is the square piece you can see in the middle with the blue filter in it. They're a fantastic booth. I've had this for 8 years now, still going strong. And it really does vent the room very well. But what I was noticing is dust, especially in the car bodies, the clear coats. Get a lot of dust landing in the models. So I trialed it and I put a bin bag roof over my existing booth, which basically was similar to this, but only had sides, no top. It cut down on the dust and the hairs and what have you in the clear coat dramatically. So I completely redid the booth to what you can see now. So it's 5mm foam board, A1 sheets, cut into sides with a base there, sides and a base there. It's cut mat underneath there. I put kitchen paper down with masking tape. We've got the roof with our daylight company Shiesto LED light. It's cut into, as you can see, perfectly around the light, so it just sits in there, absolutely spot on. My camera mount is just there. We have to do a little bit of a, not the neatest cutout for the camera when we're filming in the booth, but that is it really. So on top we've got my Boba Fett clock, we've got the Death Star lamp, we've got some spare paint, some paint stands, water for spraying the booth down when I'm painting clear coats. We've got some cotton buds, micro brushes, spoons, sanders, masking tape. Anything I need while I'm in the booth. So as we go back to the bench, I can just grab her up there and we're all done. Like I say, there's a lamp at the back. We've got our respirators, and so on and so forth. Paint at the back, which is the theme all the way around the room, if you know my room. So in here on the left we have a range of thinners and cleaners. So we've got Mr. Hobby leveling thinner, rapid thinner, UMP thinner and cleaner, bottle of lacquer thinner, cellulose cleaner, whatever you want to call it. The lacquer thinners from Tamiya with retarder and without. The retarder one's got the painted almond niche pipette retention system, as you can see, which is basically an elastic band with the pipette sticking out. Thank you for that little tip, Al. Over on the right, we've got the airbrush cleaning station, a pot for emptying any excess liquids out. My 4 UMP Apexes. The only airbrushes I use now, I've owned anything and everything from £50 Iwata Neos to £370 custom Micron airbrushes. Very expensive, and I've gone back to the Apex, my airbrush of choice. Most used painter at the back here, so we've got UMP primers, we've got Tamiya LP5, some of the Tamiya lacquer primers, Mr. Surfacer Black, and then we've got an arrangement of AK Interactive Extreme metals. So these are mostly the paints I use in the car build. So you've got black, obviously, and all the metallic colours. There's a bottle of thinned red in there as well. Cleaning brushes, a cleaning pot that's full of lacquer thinner, my Badger paint mixer. So when I'm done with the mixer, I dip it in that pot there, give it a whiz round, and wipe out the cloth, and that's it. It's clean. And a UMP Apex holder as well. Like I say, underneath we've got some drawers. So the top one's got all sorts in it, bottle opener, straws for decanting, paint filters, masking tapes. Next one down's full of pipettes and medicine cups, and the bottom one is full of UMP primers. We've got my Sparmax TH610, spare respirator filters, spare airbrush filters, spare kitchen cloths. We've got some gloves, and as you can see, this carpet's been here for 8 years. That's the only spillage I have on the carpet, which I don't think is too bad. It tends to go on me more than the carpet, so it's doing quite well. And considering the whole carpet for the whole cave cost me £10, it's held up pretty well. So not too bad on the floor at all, really. Over on the left, the top drawer, it's more functional than pretty this side. It's just the way it is. We've got gloves, medicine cups, clear coats, again, decanted Tamiya TS sprays, metals, and then into the back we've got all sorts of different paints. They're basically specialist paints, like textured, specific colours for the cars, paints I've decanted and thinned, so there's normally TS sprays into the Tamiya bottles, and obviously medicine cups and so on and so forth. Next drawer down I use for storing benders at the back, as you can see. Paint stripper from when I did the Matchbox car, and this is a work in progress. I just put them in there out of the way. I used to put my finished bodies in there to dry. I've now got plastic tubs for those, which I've shown before. So just work, then work on goes in there out of the way, and in the bottom is just spare cleaners and thinners and all sorts of malarkey in there that doesn't fit elsewhere. So that is that in there. Like I say, my main bench is over here, which you have all seen before. We've got the fish tank over there, some Lego. Come around, got my beautiful iMac, which I absolutely love. All my UMP modular stuff. Let me just turn my lights up to stop it flickering. There we go. One more, excuse me. I'm going to sit down actually because it's easier to film. So yeah, this is my workbench. You've seen it before. You get to see that view in videos. And then we've got all my modular UMP stuff all the way around. My Mac, which I love. I know a lot of people don't like Macs. I do think they're absolutely fantastic. Most used sundries. So we've got my oil paints, small bottles of cleaner and thinners, UMP thinners in different bottles, CA glues, kickers, washers. Then up here, a new shelf. I moved all my splash paints over there. It's weather and materials. So we've got pigments, flocks, paints, oil paints, and so on and so forth. And in case you ever wonder what all this is a lot of stuff that either I've collected over the years or my little boy's got, and he's got duplicates of. It's like, there you go, Dad, you have that, which is mostly this stuff here, the most random stuff in the world. You've got a monkey, Minecraft creeper, I think it is, Captain America, a razor, a Easter chick, a baby Groot, a Triceratops, I think it is, a chameleon. Oh, and my lovely Terminator that got absolutely ripped off from from China. He's waving, mocking me as well. Fantastic Ultimate sign that Lee made me a while back. Big fan of Star Wars, and especially Boba Fett, so you got a few Star Wars bits and bobs there. My Tamiya metal bikes that I bought. Sarah Connor and the drape fitting Terminator from Dark Fate, which is a fantastic film. And a bit of Lego, as in an Audi S1 and a Boba hair helmet. And a couple of goat guns, which are great as well. So that's it. That's my spray booth and my workbench. There's a lot more to look at in here. You've all seen it before. It does carry on all the way around. We've got Legos. We've got kits everywhere, as you can see, all the way around. Again, newly formed armour collection. We got all my bikes. We come down. We got more Lego. And then we got my display case set too. So it's not a proper cave tour, it's just a quick look through. As you can see, plenty in there. We come around to the door, which is full of stickers. Again, you see that in the videos too. My central heating radiator and the grate outside. And there we go. That is my spray booth and a little look around the cave. It does change from time to time. I do like to take videos of it just to document it. The other thing as well, I sit on this beautiful chair over here, which is a very expensive £500 it cost me, DX Racer tank. And then over here in the spray booth, I sit on a £25 office chair. It does look rather dodgy, the stains. That is actually a mixture of paint, thinners. It's been outside. It's got everything on it, that chair. And the reason I do that is to get my lazy arse up. If I just scoot around this DX Racer all day, it means I'm barely standing up in here. This makes me physically get out the chair, move around, get the blood flow growing a little bit. Plus, it's somewhere for Hannah to sit when she comes in, my little boy to sit, and I like to put my feet up on it when I'm relaxing overnight talking to the guys. There we go, as you can see. It's a big improvement over the old one. It does work really well. Loads of room in there. I have made it smaller, then I've made it bigger, and I've gone back. Right now is the optimum size. It gives me loads of room here as well. I've got a good 4-foot working space here, which is more than enough. I can get up to 7, maybe nearly 8 foot if I move the Mac monitor back a little bit. So loads and loads of room to work in. And yeah, I love my cave. I do absolutely love it. I spend a lot of time in here and put a lot of effort and money into this place as well. I did. Right, work. What have we finished? Right, well, the border model's Leopard's finished. Let's have a little chat about this. I've got some pictures of it built, painted, and then finished as well. We didn't go quite as heavy on the weathering on this one as we did on the T72 because the newer tanks, they are better looked after. They're cleaned a lot more after use. So yeah, that's what I've gone for. So this is border model's 35th scale Leopard A5, A6. I think I've done the A6 version. I know the instructions are a bit contradictory in places, but I think I have done the A6. Hope so. The kit itself, it's not a bad kit at all. It's actually really good. It's let down by the instructions. You really have to pay attention. They're very Dragon-esque. If you built a Dragon kit where you put one bit on and then it says glue this here, 2 pages on, it says don't put that on, you're like, oh, for God's sake. Or you turn a page and stuff magically appears. It's not as bad as that, but it's very reminiscent of those instructions. It's a bit confusing in places, and it was driving me nuts a little bit. But overall, the kit went together well. The tracks, although a little bit fiddly, not too bad at all either. And overall, I give the kit an 8 out of 10. It would probably be 10 out of 10 if it wasn't for instructions. It is a very, very good kit, and I'm glad I did get that one. So, built up, here we go. A little bit of PE on the kit, all assembled, no real issues at all. We then primed it in UMP, I think it was black primer. We then base painted it in Tamiya LP NATO colours, which I believe are 58, 59 and 60. They were all free-handed for the 2mm apex to get that camo. Very, very happy with that camo work. We then come in afterwards with an oil wash, and then got oiled off filtered using various colours, green, yellow, white and brown. So we did an oiled off fade filter all over it. We then used some light colour dust from the dust and rust set, and we airbrushed on a very light coating of dust all over the lower surfaces, more lower down, getting lighter as we went up. Once that was dry, they're water based, they sprayed great with UMP thinner in them. Once dried, I've come in with UMP light dirt, and we've airbrushed again, heavier at the bottom, lighter at the top as we go up, to have a thin dust at the top, because ours is pigmented, very heavily pigmented, with clay as well. We've added another layer lower down, so it's like a gradual blend. And at the bottom, I sprayed on UMP earth as well. So it's dirty at the bottom, and it gets gradually less and less dirty as it goes up, and then gets dustier and dustier, to a point where it blends into nothing. So very happy with that effect. To me, it looks like a lot of the reference pictures I've seen. Obviously, it's my interpretation, so not everybody's going to like it. But I'm very happy with how it looks. The tracks were, I forget what I painted them in now, I've completely forgotten, but it was a brown colour, and then we come in, was it brown? I can't remember. I'm having a bit of a brain fart at the minute. I've got that much on the go at the minute, I'm that busy. I forget what I'm doing half the time. But again, it was weathered with UMP, I think it was the light dirt again, in there, and the excess removed to leave the pads free. And that's it. And all I've done then is gone around and blended in some of the dried on wash then, which again, heavily pigmented, leaves a lot of pigment behind. I've blended it in with a brush to give some streaks and what look like rain effects. And just blend it in. It was a little bit heavier in places. It was all airbrushed on. The UMP wash was airbrushed through the apex. Like I say, great control through the 0.35 at about 20 psi. I'm very happy how this looks. Like I say, it's a perfect look where I wanted, not too heavily weathered, and it's come out great. So there we go, that's the Leopard. Very, very happy with that. So, what's next? Well, something's arriving hopefully today, maybe tomorrow, hopefully this week, is Ryfield's new Challenger. I am itching to build that, so that's going to be my next 35th build. So, something quick and easy, myself and Sam decided to build Tamiya's 48 scale M1A2 Abrams. So, it's a 2017 kit, I believe. 48 scale as well. Me and Sam both got one of these. I thought it's ideal, it'd be quick, it'll be easy, and a couple of days in, there it is. It's all built, primed, painted, highlighted, bit of modulation on it, blah blah blah, and it's ready for a bit of weathering now. So it's going to get a hit of pin wash, then doff fade, some pigments, some wash and what have you, and we'll go to the bench now and have a little look on how that's doing, and the Escort as well. Right, so this is Tamiya's 48 scale M1A2 Abrams kit. Myself and Sam doing our first buddy build in a long time, and enjoying it. I think Sam's okay with it. It's a bit smaller than the 35th, being 48 scale, but on the whole it's gone together pretty well, to be honest. Quite a simple kit. It's got length tracks on it, which are a little bit tricky, but overall it's been quite good. So this was painted, primed in UMP black primer. I then base painted it in LP30, which is Tamiya's lacquer light sand. I've then used lighter and darker tones to add some shading, panel lines and highlights, which you can see there as well. I will drop down the, let's see if we can dim it down a bit so it shows a bit better. There we go, that's a little bit better, I think. Hard to tell. Just to add some tonal variation to everything and just give us some shadows and highlights and lowlights. So that's more the colour I see to my eye. It's a little bit brighter than that, actually. It's probably more like that. It's a bit more yellow than it looks there. So yeah, we've added highlights, lowlights. We decaled as well. The decal's a little bit of a nightmare, to be honest. Typical Tamiya. You'll be very, very careful and really take your time with them. So that's it. It's all detail painted up now. The tracks are all glued in place, as are the... well, the road wheels can come back off. They should be glued in place. I crimp the ends of where they attach, so it widens it and gives them a bit of grip. So I can't get the road wheels off any, but the tracks are on now because of the side skirts. So they've been painted separately. If I move this out of the way, and I'll try and bring it in. It's a bit difficult from behind the camera. A little bit of a different camera wear today. So, as you can see, road wheels have been painted, the road's been painted. We haven't painted all the tracks underneath because you're not going to see it. No point. So this was Tamiya. I think it's LP17, which is a dark brown. And then I brush painted the track pads in Vallejo model colour black. So that's been done front and back. So they're all on there now. They're all painted up, just need weathering, so they might as well go on all together. Everything else pretty much out the box, not too bad. There's a few areas it could be improved on, but overall it's not a bad little kit at all. It really isn't that bad. It's a great looking tank, but it is quite small in 48. If I grab like a Tamiya size bottle, you'll see what I mean. It isn't the biggest. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to weather and finish off, but I'm sure we'll do just fine, and hopefully Sam will enjoy it. So the next step on this is a pin wash. I'm going to mix up some raw umber wash, give it a pin wash, and then we'll give it an all-dot fade, add some pigments here and there, and then probably a UMP sand wash on there, I think, as well, should finish it off. So that's where that's at. So the other thing I've been working on as well is Roger Clark's bell kits Mark 1 Escort. This is a commission bill for Peter. Hey Peter, if you're watching. Peter reached out and asked me would I do this for him, and yeah, I thought okay, let's do it. So this was painted in UMP white primer, painted in, I think it was LP, or was it TS? It was one of the lacquer paints for Tamiya, I forget which one now. We've got the kit decals on, which are an absolute nightmare, but we managed to get them on basically okay. It's going to panel line wash, and then we've 2K'd it in Gravity 2K cleared out the gun. Phenomenal finish, absolutely beautiful. We've got no real flaws, and there's a few little specks in there, so we'll flat it all back. It's been done now about 5 days. Probably going to leave it till Friday, so it's been cured for a week. There's no point rushing it at this stage, and we get this thing all done. As you saw in my spray booth video, or if you haven't seen it, you will in a minute. The rest of it, all the running gear, the chassis, the interior, is all painted. It's over there, safely tucked away in a drawer for now. I did that the other day, and like I say, we're just waiting on this. Once this is fully cured, we'll get everything together, get it all polished up, get our glasswork in, and get it off to its new home with Peter. So there we go, that's that as well. So yeah, the Abrams, great little kit. Track's a little bit fiddly because of the link and length. They take a little bit of care, but really easy once you've done it. I did it so I could get the tracks back off. So basically we assembled them around all the guide sprocket, return rollers and the road wheels. Glued the little sections in place to have the individual bits with some Tamiya extra thin, left them for 5 minutes to start drying, did the front bit and the back bit separately. We then wrapped these around the sprockets and the front wheel to get the shape while the glue is still malleable. And then put the top and bottom sections on, hit them with tet, let them dry. Once they were dried, they had their proper shape and form. I could ease that sprocket off the back and the front wheel and get the tracks fully back off for painting and to paint the road wheels as well. They've all been painted, hand painted now. Put them in place, and they're in place now. That's it. They're not coming back off because the side skirts are on. I like to paint separately where I can, so road wheels, tracks, and the tank itself. Assemble and weather all together. That way you get an overall equal weathering on it as well. And yeah, not a bad little kit at all. They're fairly cheap. They can be often more detailed than their 35th scale counterparts. Tamiya kits are a bit on the simple side, but they go together fantastic. Even 20, 30-year-old Tamiya kits will beat a lot of newer tool kits. It's amazing how far ahead they were back in the day. But it's nice to build an armour again, it really is. I've added quite a few to the stash. I don't know how many I'm at now, but it's a lot. I had a Ryefield Sherman arrive the other day, Meng Leopard, I've got the Ryefield model Sheridan, Ryefield models Abrams, I've got another Abrams on the way, the Tusk one. What else have I bought? Meng T10 Russian tank. And like I said, the Ryefield models Challengers on the way. So I've added a lot to stash. Said I wasn't. Can't help it. Just been enjoying it that much. I've added them, and that's that. So there we go. That's pretty much everything. There was no live show last week, unfortunately. A few of the guys were feeling a bit worse for wear, being back at work. We will be there this Friday. Sadly, the live feeds for the day are struggling up at the minute because, as I said in the last video, I've taken over the actual postal input side of UMP to take a bit of strain off Hannah. So Hannah's doing all the packing, literally putting your parcels together, packing the peanuts, taping them up. I'm doing all the postage, so I have to input all your details, print them off, stick them on the boxes, and we did 110 parcels over the weekend, and that takes quite a long time to do. So at the minute, I'm doing that in the morning, although I'm not now. It's 11 AM and I'm doing this video, so I'm going to have to do those in a minute. I'm doing that in the morning, chatting to the guys on the hangout while I'm doing it, and then in the afternoon trying to do a little bit of modelling, to then go in the house, spend some time with the family, come back out, and maybe even rinse, repeat, do again. So yes, the days are going by very quick. It's mega busy. My head's really baffled. Yeah, but we're getting there. Like I say, this weekend I reckon we'll be caught up, and that will be absolutely fantastic. Like I say, broken record. Thanks to everybody that's been supportive and patient. It's massively appreciated. It really, really is. There we go then. So I think that's all I've got time to talk about today. Everyone's like, whew, go for that. Aquariums as it was. I'll go for that next time. It's growing back absolutely beautifully. So I'll show that in the next bench update, because that'll be in a week or so. It'll have some real nice growth to it, and you'll see just how quick it grows in 2 weeks. You'll be pretty surprised how quick it can grow. And that's it. My family's all good. Hope everybody else's family's good. Stay safe. Stay at home when you can. Don't go out if you can help it. And keep modelling, get at the bench. Join our Off Air Hangouts. Watch our live show. Watch my videos. Post on ISM. And like I say, stay safe. Check out the International Scale Model Facebook page and forum, umpretail.com, where you can get all the stuff I use in my videos. There's also a link in the description of all these videos to all the products I use. So if you've seen something in that spray booth, you think, oh, that's good, the light, airbrush, wherever, there's more likely a link to it in the description of this video. Click on it and it'll be there. Check out my Paul ISM Facebook page where all my personal modelling work is shared. Live at the Bench group, the Off Air Hangout group, and like I say, if you want to come join our Off Air Hangouts, send me a message, I'll send you a link, and you can come jump in and have a chat with us and a bit of a laugh. There we go. I'll catch you all later. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.